Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about privileged game developers, in which they go and start to get triggered when forced to work. They tend to be mostly, almost exclusively, far leftists. Because they go on to a temper tantrum when forced to work. Oh my god, how dare you make me work? I definitely just want to participate and install communism, and I'm definitely going to be the king of the world. Or queen, or, gender non-conforming ruler. Yeah. But these people would essentially be either working on a farm or working on a mine, and or in a gulag. But either way, here it is. From S plus JV, which is a syndicate for something in France. Here is what they said. Call for a strike for all French Ubisoft entities on October 15 and 16 and 17, 2024. Right. Let's read this garbage because it's hilarious. I have had more fun reading about Ubisoft fucking up than actually playing a single Ubisoft game in years. And I'm looking at you, The Division 2. That thing was barely fun. It's not even the same as the first one. And that was, the last Ubisoft game I actually played? And I'm not even counting the older ones, because the older ones were definitely more fun. Silent Hunter. Well, anyway. Management announced its decision to impose a return to office for 3 days per week for all employees. What the fuck? 3 days! You can stay 2 days out of the week plus the other 2, which is the weekend at home, doing God knows what, possibly getting lost in some debauchery on the internet, and you're complaining! Moments like this, I wish I could be as privileged as these people here. In fact, I think it all the time. Me working my ass off, struggling with a far leftist government who's trying to take my job away, my work and my money, while I work for a pittance, which doesn't even equal to a goddamn fucking slave labor in America. I work long hours during the weekend as well, and I still have to find time to write a book. And these people are literally crying because they don't want to go back to the office for 3 days a week. I fucking hate these people. Anyway, this announcement was made without any tangible justification or any consultation with the workers' representatives. Fuck off! After more than 5 years of working efficiently in the current remote work context... wait, efficiently? You mean that slop that you released called Star Wars Outlaw was efficient? Oh my! Many of our colleagues have built or rebuilt their lives, family, housing, parenthood, etc. Parenthood. And simply cannot return to the previous working conditions. I don't know if parenthood is really something that happened to these people, considering how they are, but okay. Our employer knows this perfectly well. Yes. Go back to fucking work, you lazy bums! The consequence of its decision will be the loss of our colleagues' jobs, the disorganization of many game projects, and the drastic increase in psychological risk for those who remain. Oh, fuck off! Boo-hoo! Get back to work, you lazy fuckers! You're getting paid to work, not to be a lazy little couch potato at your own home. God, the smell of cat piss these people must have at their homes must be intoxicating for them. The decision is announced immediately after the failure of the profit-sharing negotiations, exactly like previous salary negotiations. Management's proposals were unacceptable. The negotiations timetable was appalling, and the management was deaf to the proposals of various employee representatives. Yeah. If for some reason Ubisoft got really weird and decided to return to normal and hired me, which I would be grateful because it would be an easy job for a lot of money. It would be definitely something completely contrary to what I get right now. But I'll tell these people to fuck off, get back to work. You're being paid to work. If you're going to complain, you're gonna get fired. And boy, oh boy, I'm going to enjoy firing your lazy ass. Right. To express our anger, oh Jesus Christ, we called Ubisoft employees in France to a first strike on October 15, 16 and 17. Gathering points will be announced in each studio for the 15th. Aww. Our demands are, this is where it gets even better. A formal agreement on remote work, with due process of real negotiation between management and unions. Not any arbitrary decision takes several months in advance, one which guarantees that each person can freely choose its number of remote days and when they are in the week, and as well as being counted by the month and not by the week. Fuck off. Get back to fucking work. Before I continue, here is the trailer.
Knights. We are born of sin and crime. We are repentance personified. We are immortal. We are legend. We are God's wrath made manifest. And we know no fear.
Right, continuing. An immediate increase in our salaries to compensate for the drop in our living standards in recent years. And the restoration of profit sharing at a 60% objective, the end of the gender pay gap, and the higher increase in lower salaries. First and foremost, that decrease in living standards was caused by leftist policies, so you gotta thank them for that. Secondly, living standards. Have you tried living somewhere in a third world country, especially a leftist country somewhere in Latin America? You should try that. That is an actual drop of living standards. But no, and then you have gender pay gap. There is none. Well, there is technically, if you're going to look at it, possibly the men are getting paid less by the amount of work and the same job because they need to try and attract a DEI candidates, which are very rare because, well, people of these demographics tend not to like doing this type of work. So they definitely are rare, so for them to fill in the spots to get a checkbox marked, they need to hire them and pay a much higher wage to do diddly squat, and then being, well, kind of like a paperweight in usefulness. Actually, let's go. Actually listening to employees' opinions by the implementation of a social dialogue worthy of the name, management seems indeed to confuse monologue with dialogue. Yeah, fuck off. There is only one dialogue, and the dialogue is, you are getting paid to work. These are the conditions of your job. These are the conditions you must be working on. It is following the French law, and if you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. That's how I would go. And it should be done like that. We'll remind you that in France, you benefit from a constitutional right to strike. More details here. Until proven otherwise, games only exist thanks to the workers' labor, and good games thanks to good working conditions. Yeah, so that explains why in the last, 4 years or more, your games have been extra sucky. Because it kind of feels like that. But then again, they want to peddle the narrative, and they want to, well, not do the job to peddle the narrative. Especially after what Yves Guillemot here says, or Guillemot, or whatever. Finally, let me address some of the polarized comments around Ubisoft lately. I want to reaffirm that we are an entertainment-first company creating games for the broadest possible audience, and our goal is not to push any specific agenda. Well, this is what happens when you try to peddle a narrative. When you try to peddle something that not many people want, and you hire people who are actually interested in that narrative. Now you have people who are not interested in working, and when they work, they generate crap. Let me remind you, Skull and Bones, that quadruple A game that was a total failure. Let me remind you, Star Wars Outlaws. All of those things. Let me remind you also, Assassin's Creed Shadows. That thing was bad. It's bad, actually. It's looking very bad. Look at the trailers. Even the horse is floating around on a goddamn fucking street. And who the fuck thought it was a good idea to use Yasuke for a Japanese setting? Anyway, on that goddamn fucking hell, have a great fucking night, and fuck these people, they should go get back to work. Oh, and fuck you too.